those choice points of as a linguistic tool to move between a state of consciousness, even as something that people have a difficult time from an ego standpoint accepting the simplicity of.
Right.
It's like,
well,
no,
because
really,
the ego needs to make it complicated anyway, because the
simple.
ego gets its worth from how difficult it makes things. At least mine has. So we can take all this and just wrap it literally into a ball, because it all is kind of like unpacking itself. But like, so when you're saying like, okay, so, if you're claiming I am, and then you're saying God after that, right? And some people get weird about that, because obviously if they've been conditioned to get weird about it because they've been told it's blasphemous by other people who didn't want you to know that you were the source of the same thing that they needed you at one point to come to them for in order to receive. So now you are that thing, and you could say I am God. And then anyone says that's blasphemous, you can't. So then you either think
you're have it too, is what I would say to them.
Right. Well, of course. So my question for them is essentially like, hey, listen, you're entitled to anything that you ever wanted to say or do, and I'm not here to convince you otherwise. But what I would ask you, because I want to have a great conversation, is like, where do you end and this God you're seeking begin? It can really lead them into some inner awareness of like, like, where is this thing that you're talking about that's separate from you, that I'm saying that I am, that you're saying you're not, and it's blasphemous for me to say that I am? Where does it end for you and begin? Like in this spectrum of you, and then whatever you believe this God is, where is it? How is it? How do you access it? And where's the separation? Where do you guys come together?
Wherever
you must meet.
You choose to believe it is.
Right.
And that's an individual expression and choice point of creation too, that has all sorts of expanding and variant possibilities that I'm sure God would like to know about.
Right.
So
of course. That's the thing. So then that's the thing. Perfect. So that sets that up. So the next thing is like, okay, we're this individuation of that which you would call God. The separation is whatever we deem that is, even for ourselves. But it's us. It's coming, right? We're the same.
So God's sitting there like, wow, I did that. Like, oh, that was
right. So that's something else that I can do.
That's interesting.
So now there's what we'll call these choices, right? These you get to kind of point and shoot and pick things, right? Whatever you're interested in. There's something in the world called an interest that humans can have, and that means that we are saying that I like this over that right now in this moment, or I like that.
So discernment's a super important part.
Right. So this is where I want to ask you.
Ego. And
so
ego
this is where I
has
want
to be present for discernment.
Right. So discernment, this from this, and experience and contrast and all that stuff causes us to kind of like fine tune as we go. And then what Brandon was saying is like there is something labeled or otherwise called an RAS, or reticular activating system. And it's that thing that brings to your attention that which you tell it. So there's so many different things to unpack.